Shalom. This is Mary Omni from the World Government House of King David, Holy Covenant Constitutional Enforcer. I'm the woman of Galatians 4:4 and the woman of Revelations 12. Please refer to your Bible. And all I ask you to do is consider that I am who I say I am. I'm the mother of the New Jerusalem, and I'm the mother that gave birth to newborn King Emmanuel, February the 15th, 2011. This is a Republic notice of Soledad Obrian, who is black in America. This is a Republic notice of Soledad Obrian, who is black in America. We don't care who is black in America, but what you better care about is who's constitutional in America at this point in 2012. It is who is constitutional in America. And constitutional citizens are the inheritors and the first and only inheritors of the 14th Amendment. And all the rest is majority squatters. Okay, we do have Ephraim heirs like President Obama and his children born from the black Judah woman. You know, I'm so tired of these silly questions since Jesse Jackson told her she wasn't black enough. You know, she's been asking all these questions, and it's time that we get some answers and settle this once and for all. She is the child of an immigrant, of an incorporate doctrine contractor who volunteered to come to America. She is not constitutional, and neither was her parents, okay? That's what we're going to start asking. Since you want to delve into who's black all the time, let's start asking who's constitutional. Who's constitutional is the first receivers of the 14th, and they were 3/5, so they couldn't consent to the 14th, so they inherited it. And we know how to distinguish these people from recent black immigrants because they didn't let blacks and others come in till they had the technology to identify where they was coming from. You see, they was hung up on that white Edomite race too much and flooding them in America to trample the constitutional blacks. So that's what we need to understand, who is constitutional in America. And when Jesse Jackson said that Soledad Obrian was not black enough, what he really meant was telling her she was not a constitutional citizen. She did not have no history of America prior to her parents coming here and migrating here to squad on the real constitutional citizens 14th. Now, we have black women who are married to all races of men. We have black women who have children with all races of men, and they marry through their children. They marry to their children because the black woman by supreme contract is married to the black man. But once a child is born from the black woman, the child is married to Christ, and therefore she is a covenant mate with all races of men. So we have an international constitutional body too of men from all races and nations. Just like we have Judah, we have Israelites. We have Israelites like Lauryn Hill. She had babies by an Israelite. Okay, we have people like people who have fathers that are Hamites. We have people who have fathers that are Irish. We have people who have fathers that are Italian. We have people who have fathers that are Puerto Rican. We have people who have fathers that are Mexican. We have people who have fathers that are Asian. And they all part of the constitutional body church. So that's what we're going to ask, who's constitutional in America. We're not going to perpetrate this NAACP, this late keep talking about race to try to trample and try to act like the Constitution don't exist. Only race exists. There's only two type of people in that Constitution, and that's non-consenters, holy non-consenters that is, and holy consenters. And guess what? 200 to 300 million of you out here calling yourself American is Americans. You are not constitutional, and no amount of trampling and dog packing and animal herding can make you that. So that's who is constitutional in America, the constitutional Judaic Americans, okay? American Americans. They like to call themselves African Americans because they was bamboozled in how to identify themselves. Their whole culture of their Judaic heritage was stolen by Khazars. You got the British calling themselves royals. Everybody and their brother want to claim their 14th, so they just been edged out and they just trying to figure out what they call themselves. But African Americans is not the term, because the Africans sold them out, and it was a form of Stockholm syndrome to call yourself to some people who sold you into slavery and made sure you went into slavery. So this is nonsense. This is more nonsense to keep focused on race in America. And it's all to bar the constitutional supremacy, contractual rights of Judaic constitutional covenant heirs. And the Constitution is the holy covenant heirs. And we got holy covenant heirs of the Judah scepter, the finality of the law, who happen to be black Judaisians. Okay, the finality of the law, the Judah scepter, who happen to be black Judaisians. Okay? And then we have all other races that have children with that supremacy clause, like Michelle Obama. She's a 14th supremacy clause, and she have children with a Hamitic and a European man. So we have all international races, but the primary non-consenter and supreme contractor of the Constitution is black. So who is the covenant? The holy covenant should be the question in 2012. This race is just to create a cover-up so the Bar Association and all the scabies organizations and the so-called anti-discrimination agencies can keep on trampling the Constitution. That's all they want, is trampling the Constitution. So they want to bamboozle blacks about race. No, we have all races of the Holy Covenant and the Constitution. So the question is, who is constitutional? And that's what the question is. And we know the first inheritors of the 14th is constitutional. And since they couldn't consent to it, because 3/5 can't consent to anything, that 14th Amendment been non-consented since 1868. So the question is, who is American? You're Americans. Who is American? Not all of you Americans. That's the question. All of you Americans is not American. And that's the answer. This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. Shalom.